Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with a really quick, I promise, little tutorial. I had a viewer ask on my Fall Friends stacked envelope project. She wanted to know if there was a tutorial on just how you put the bases together. So that's what I'm going to show you today. So obviously these are craft envelopes, so they're just purchased from Hobby Lobby Paper Studio, I believe. And they're affordable because I get them 50% off. So you could also do this with just a variety of envelopes. You could bring in mailers, you could bring in envelopes that you've received cards in. Any kind of envelope will do. The principle is the same because in every envelope you have a flap, right? So you have this flap. So that's what's going to hinge these all together. So I just a little mention here that I really struggled with these when I first started doing them because I was trying to cover them with paper before I put them together. So I had great success with the last project because I glued all these together and then I put the papers on. So this video is just going to show the construction itself. So let's get going. Kind of just roughly put these together just to kind of get an idea. So I have a couple of small envelopes. I've got two of this size, and I've got two of this size, and I've got one large one. So the only one that I really try to leave whole as far as the flap is the bottom one. And then each of the other ones you can reduce the bulk by cutting this off. So we might do that today. So let's go ahead and do, obviously on these little ones we won't do that because they're already small, but let's go ahead and do that really quick just while we're on this little part here. So I'm just going to cut off so that I'm leaving only about an inch. Oh my goodness, my cutter is totally messed up. Wow, that was strange. And you could save these and make a corner tuck out of them. So that's not going to show, so I'm not concerned about it. So that's that. I've cut that down. Let me get these out from under my cutter here. Okay. You certainly don't have to. And with like mailers and things like junk mail stuff, you might want to leave the full flap. Well, you would because they're different. They're not like this. But it would also, I would kind of determine if I'm going to do that or not based on the strength of the envelope itself. So you would have to determine that yourself. So we've got that, and then we've got these two smaller ones. So we're going to cut those off as well. And again, I'm just cutting off about, leaving about an inch. Maybe a little bit more on that one. My cutter is just, oh, I've got paper in my little thing there. So that's an interesting piece. Again, I do get these at Hobby Lobby when they are on 50% off, so they're very affordable and they last forever when I buy them like that. Our Hobby Lobby, their Paper Studio envelope section is completely tore out, so I don't know what they're doing there, but I haven't been able to get any because there's no stock. And then also today I'm going to be using my Fabri-Tac, and the reason why is because Fabri-Tac or any kind of glue like this, 3-in-1 or something, allows you a little bit of room, a little bit of time to move things if they're not straight. The other thing we're going to want to keep in mind is that everything is going to close and open properly. So we might be kind of inching these out from the edge, and that will make more sense here in a second. So the first one I'm going to glue down is here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and leave about 1/8 of an inch. I don't know if you guys, let me ink this really quick so you guys can see what I'm talking about here. So I'm just going to ink that just for visibility. And so what I'm doing is I'm going to put this down. I'm centering this first one. Well, no, I don't think I did. I think I went high on my original plan. So I'm going to go all the way to the top, and I'm going to leave about 1/8 of an inch. And that's going to allow room for the pockets and the tags and those kinds of things, belly bands and things that you would put in an envelope journal. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and just mark this. Again, if you've never done this before, this is helpful. So I'm going to put a pencil mark there so that I know where I wanted this one to line up. So I'm going to go ahead and put some Fabri-Tac on the flap of the one I'm gluing, like so. And we're just going to place that back on there. And the other thing is you can decide where you want your openings to be after you get them glued together. So, and that's going to make more sense in a second, because one of these I'm going to put upside down and it's going to flip like this. So I'll show you that in a second. So there we go. I don't need to worry about that pencil mark. It's not going to show. So again, that's just going to give us some, oh, it's not straight. Let me straighten that out. So still not straight. What? So you do get a chance to move it. So that's kind of that's the benefit of the Fabri-Tac. If you feel super confident, you could just use your white glue. Totally up to you. So the next one I'm going to go in with, I think, is going to be this one, which needs a little bit of help here. Let me just glue that really quick because it's a little bit loose. And I can't remember already what I was going to do. I don't know if I wanted to have one of these in here, have a small one. Or, oh, what was I doing? Oh, what was I doing? What was I doing? So it's real, oh, it was this. So I like to go large to small. You certainly don't have to do that. And I'm going to do the same with this one, only I'm going to line it up to the bottom of the pocket here, or the this big envelope. So I'm going to ink this one as well, again, just to see that line so I know how far I want to pull it away from the edge. So again, it's an eighth of an inch, about an eighth of an inch, maybe smaller, I don't know. Some Fabri-Tac. Put that back on there. And I'm just going to line it up top to bottom, and I'm going to pick it up right away so I don't have that same problem as I had before, just to make sure that it is lined up on the bottom, which it is really perfect. So that's going to be great. Seems like that gap is kind of big, but I guess it's all right. It looks about the same. So that's that. So then you can come in, and it's neither here nor there. I could have put this on first, but I just wasn't really thinking very clearly. So, and when we get done putting it all together, I'll show you all the ways that you can decide to cut your tops off and where to put your tuck spots and things like that. So we're going to go ahead, and this envelope is really, really crooked. Like it's like constructed crooked. Let's see if we can fix that a little bit. I can see it's wonky, an imperfect envelope. I'm going to go ahead and glue that really quick. Let me just, it's hardly glued at all. Wow. Just doing a little bit, doesn't have to be a lot. And then I'm going to make sure that I don't get any glue by grabbing I like to use my metal ruler when I can find it, to put this in and just make sure that I didn't get any glue on the inside of that. And now we're high on that, so that's problematic. Let's see if that looks any straighter though. It's just wonky. It just is wonky. Look at that. It's crooked. So maybe what we'll do, since this one's wonky, let's set that one aside and we'll put it on something that goes this way, because then our straight edge will be because then we can cut the top open and we can straighten that out. So let's see what else. So we were going to do this, weren't we? So let's go ahead and go in the middle of this one. I think I feel pretty confident about that line, not needing to ink that. You could certainly keep on doing that if it's helpful. And we're going to put that here. And I'm going to put it kind of in the middle of the envelope, so from top to bottom, leaving the same, approximately the same amount of space, like that. So that's that. Got a little bit of glue there. And so there's that. Now, so what you're going to have here is this, which I don't mind, because that can stick out a little bit. That might be a little bit much. Because you probably don't need that much room, but I'm just doing that just for the tutorial purpose. It's probably overkill, but okay. So now let's put this one on the front and try to straighten out this envelope. Oh, it's still crooked. Okay, we're gonna just fix this envelope. So let's just pretend that the top is straight, and I'm just gonna trim that off, even that out, and then I'm going to, now that I know that that's straight, let's see if this looks straight. It looks, this part looks to be straight, so I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to trim this a little bit and straighten that out, and then I can glue back together whatever I need to fix here, because now it's open on two sides. So let's go ahead and put her like this on the front. It still looks crooked. What is the deal? Well, we're going to go with crooked. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it is clearly crooked. I don't know. Weird. So we're going to go ahead and have this be a top opening pocket or tuck spot. So I'm going to get a little bit of Fabri-Tac. Actually, I'm going to use some white glue on that just because. And I need to trim off something that's going to be in the way here. Oh my goodness, this glue. This is that knockoff glue that I got from Amazon. And the nozzle is now really big because my pin got stuck in the original, kind of the thinner tip one, and it's just been a nightmare since. So I'm going to go ahead and trim off that little bit that's causing me a problem. I don't know if you guys can see that right here. So I'm going to just trim that off. Oh my goodness, come on, Cara-Renee. Is that better? That's better. We're going to glue this one on here, and it's going to be a top opening one. And this will all get fixed, and I'll talk about that in a second. Then when you put your paper on, that gets all rectified. So I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on here. I mean, if you were using junk mail envelopes and stuff like that, you're going to be dealing with irregularities. So this was kind of a good kind of challenge. So I'm not going to leave as much there. I think I left too much space in between those, because now when we try to cover these, we're going to have this part that's extended out. Oops, we're stuck. So it's not a problem on this side because only this is going to be covered. But on this side, see how it's sticking out here, and that might pose a problem. You can kind of play around with it and see what you like best. So then this one I thought we could put underneath one of these, so like here, and have it flip up from the bottom. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to pull it way over here so that when the journal is closed, it's going to show like that. So that's going to be nifty. So we're going to glue this one on as well. And if you're interested in me doing one with junk mail envelopes and random envelopes, I'd be happy to do that. Okay, so we're going to stick this under here. And I'm going to turn this just so that I can get the angle that's most comfortable for me. And I'm going to place that in. I'm going to not leave as much space as I was leaving before. And I'm just going to butt that up there. Oh, we wanted it to go all the way over. Goodness gracious, Cara-Renee. And so again, that's the benefit of Fabri-Tac, is I have the luxury of being able to move that because I used Fabri-Tac. Just have to be careful that nothing is sticking. We didn't get glue somewhere where it's going to affect something else, which we did. I'm going to grab a paper towel and just wipe that off like that. None of that's going to show. So there we have that. And then where shall we put the other one? We've got one more small envelope. It might just be cool to put it right here. Oh, that would be lovely. Yes, 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 yes. So it kind of depends on, the number of envelopes depends on how big you want your journal to be, your envelope stacked envelope journal, whatever you want to call it. So you could do this with 3 envelopes. You could do this with 10 envelopes. You know, there's really no limit to what you can do. So now this one, because we're going to leave that as a pocket, the top one, we're going to go ahead and stick it in between there. So I'm going to slide that in, and I am going to center it. This is tricky, because it's almost, it's barely smaller than the base envelope here. So there's that. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm going to move that down a little bit. Come on. I am going to move it down a little bit. And then because I'm dealing with this, I want to make sure that I didn't get any glue in here that's going to stick something shut that we don't want shut. So let's talk about how you can use this. So you can decide if you want your envelope to open up at the top or the side. You can even have them open at the bottom. I've done that before. So for instance, this one, because we left this top open, when I come in with a piece of paper, let me see if I can find something I can just set here just as an example. So if this is your top opening, you're going to place your decorative paper right here. The only thing you're going to want to do is obviously cut it to size, and then you're only going to want to put glue here. So here, and then you can put glue all over this. So if you see this line here, you don't want to get in this space because that will affect your pocket. So that's kind of what you do, and then you put some decorative paper on it. You can decide if you want to put a pocket on the front of that or what you want to do. So that's an example of that. And then this one we would cut open on the bottom, or I'd probably cut this one open on the side so that whatever I wanted to put in, I'd slide in this way. But you could also do it from the bottom, as I mentioned a moment ago. Same here. This one I would probably have it open at the top because of just where it's sitting in the stacking here. This one, let's just fold this back up. This one, we would probably have to have it open from the top because we've got all of this stuff glued on the side and on the bottom. So I would open that one at the top. I would open this one on this side. I would open this one, so that's that. I would open this one, I would probably open this one on the top as well, and this one on the top. So there's just a myriad of possibilities with this, you guys. So I was not successful the first time I tried it. I will tell you that. It was really hard for me. I don't do backwards and upside down very well. I lose track easily. It's just not how I'm wired. And so I learned that by constructing the base first, and you can just construct some of these and just have them, set them aside and use them when you want to, you want to make a stacked envelope journal. So in each case, just in case, I just want to make sure I'm clear. In every single case with these envelopes, if you're going to make this a pocket at the top, you want to make sure you are not putting any glue in here because that will close your pocket. So you don't want that. So on this case, you would put glue all over here, and up to this point, but you would leave, and here obviously, and then you would leave this open. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. Give me some feedback. Let me know if this was helpful, too short, too long, whatever you want to say. I appreciate the feedback. I do the videos for you guys. I don't do them for me. So have a great day. Blessings. Take care. See you next time. Bye-bye.